Good morning, everyone. Welcome. We are uh, going to play with Tractor and Company again, and I want to get 3 more cards done so that if anyone purchases $35 or more in my online store, I have kits to offer to you without stamped images, of course. I'm very excited to be here with you this morning. My name's Mary Jo Snyder. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United States in upstate New York. Thank you so much for joining me this morning on this Sunday morning, October 19th, 2025. And I am very excited. I just love this set, and it's so country. Um, I was actually just doing my labels on some of the colors. Good morning, Maggie. On some of the colors that I had not put my labels. So I put, now that Stampin' Up! Has 2 that are English. It says I'm sorry, I said paper pumpkin. Pumpkin pie and pumpkin pie. And on the inside, there's a plain one. And I try to stick that there so when this is open, I know what color I'm using. So there is that. I just did that with this one, and lo and behold, I found my cherry cobbler ink pad, which is brand new, and the stamp I was missing last week. So here we are using, I can show you the finished card from last week now that I got that sentiment on there, season's greeting from the stamp set. So this is last week's card, and I know it's probably backwards for you, but yeah, this was last week's card, and I tried to do a little technique with some flickering of white from the Whisper White ink pad, and didn't really turn out as I had hoped. I apologize. My nose is bothering me probably more than it's bothering anyone else. I look forward to going back to the doctor so that they can do whatever they can to get this nasty looking thing looking a little bit better. But so there's last week's card. Thank you. Not last week. Thursday's? No. Yes, last Sunday's card. So yes, thank you. After the fact, when I did my video, do you see this? This amazing Let's Caffeinate and Create with MJ logo sign. My boyfriend Fred made that sign for me and took a lot of time to paint and get the right things to look so wonderful. And I forgot to announce it last week. So Mary Harris did see it in the background after I posted in my uh, comments. If you see anything, notice anything new in my craft space, besides new product that I shared, then please shout out. And I actually am going to send her some happy mail because that makes me really happy. So it's nice to have my logo shining on my wall. So I am very grateful. He is very talented when it comes to that stuff, and I have not seen enough of it. So I look forward to seeing more of his talents with his stuff he does. He's, yeah, pretty remarkable in more than one way. So with that, we are going to make 3 cards today. We are going to do some stamping. So if you end up purchasing in my online store, get the bundle. And then you have everything you need, and I'll send you the kits to make the 4 cards. You'll have the stamps because I cannot send stamped images due to Stampin' Up! Policy. You'll have the dies if you want to create more projects using this amazing kit. And I'm actually going to feature some of the stamping today because I think it's just so amazing to just stamp. You can die cut after you stamp as well, but I'm going to stamp on a clean surface and create some backgrounds. And I thought the most appropriate paper, which is still current, and I have a stack like this thick that I used last year at a team event. Last year? Year prior? Either way, the Splendid Autumn 6x6 Designer Series paper, and no lie, I have a lot of that paper left, so I thought it would be perfect to incorporate into the beauty of these cards and this country vibe. And of course, I love fall leaves, so this is just one. So beautiful. I love fall. So there's Azure Afternoon, Balmy Blue, Cajun Craze, Cherry Cobbler, Crushed Curry, Fresh Freesia, Garden Green, Moody Mauve, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Pumpkin Pie, and the retired color Wild Wheat, which we just said goodbye to this new Stampin' Up! Year with the new catalog in April that came out. However, that was an in color, and it was one of my favorites. So even though I don't, it's not a current color, I still have a stash of stuff, but I'm actually going to incorporate Darling Duckling in the replace of any yellow tones that I need to be stamping or whatever. I think that's a beautiful color to use in addition to the papers that I've picked out. So with that, no lie, I gotta show you this stack. It's crazy, along with scraps that I have. That's how much I have left of that paper. So I really should honestly offer more up with that. So I think Mary Harris will get a sampling of that paper so that I can, you know, share the love of all that wonderful, splendid autumn stuff. So with that being said, I'm just going to say a reminder, starter kit deal ends the end of October. I'm not going to beat that to death. I've announced it millions of times. Any questions, please reach out to me. Welcome, Maggie, and all those watching. Please feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and your notification bell. Comment if you're new to my channel. I would love to know where you're from. I have a wonderful community of people here that join in and will definitely welcome you. I know that comments during my live broadcast don't show up later, and I need to inquire about that because I'm sure there's something I need to learn so that they do show up. But either way, if you're commenting and watching the replay, I highly encourage you to just welcome anyone new that you may see that is announcing that they're new to my channel. You know, this is all a numbers game. The more viewers, the more subscribers, all that just gets me out there, viewable to others. And that is most important to me, is to reach more people and share my creativity because it's what I love to do. And hopefully I inspire others with what I'm creating or even my personal journey in my stamping community. Oh, yeah, if you're doing the live, I think you're right, unfortunately. But during replay, yes, they would show up and be there. It's kind of sad. Because then I can't go back and comment. But so hopefully I catch comments while I am watching all of you pop on my screen. If I missed your comment and you have a question, please reach out to me. You can reach me via Messenger, or you can reach me. There is information below as to contact information. I'm going to redo my email address so it coincides with Let's Caffeinate and Create, because right now it is my old business name, and I'm going to do some revamping. So with that being said, you guys are here to watch me craft, and I'm super excited. Don't forget, we are gathering again on Thursday for Creativity Made Easy, and I'm going to pull out another one of those kits that I got in the mail, and I'm very excited. Also, my next class, November 8th at the Branchport Library, is using the Cozy and Bright Christmas kit together. I have still a few left that have not been claimed, and I can always order more, but the deadline for that class to register is the 27th. If you go over to Facebook, there is a link to a Google form, or you can reach out to the Branchport Library if you are, hey Sue, if you are local to the area and would like to come in person. It's a wonderful way for us to gather and create together. So I will be changing a little bit of the kit togethers, I think, and let people pick what they want to. But that's down the road. I don't have the abilities right now to have a stockpile of kits on hand, but I'm working towards that so I can cash and carry. So with that, and without further ado, I have also great announcements for my library class. I am on a consistent schedule next year for 2026. Every month, it is going to be the first Saturday of every month, and it's going to be 9 o'clock in the morning. The only exception is the month of July because I didn't want it to fall on a holiday. So my July class is July 11th. So first Saturday of every month except July, it will be the second Saturday. So I'm going to post those on my website, as well as have a little list of those dates to put in welcome packets for my team, as well as put in "This is what I do" packets to offer to people at vendor fairs, as well as I'm supposed to do a display at the Dorman Library. I have to touch base with them, but I'm scheduled for December of 2025. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Now, let's get busy. I'm excited. Let's get the camera flipped. You can take a look at the little bit of sunshine and some pretty fall colors out back. And we'll get you pointed down and we'll get to crafting. I'm going to see a lot of stamps on my table and a lot of fun stuff. And we are going to just really enjoy the moment here with all of you this morning. I love spending Sunday mornings with you. I am going to be changing the time that I am going to go live on Sundays due to the fact that I want to attend a church, see what it's like. I've been invited by Rachel, who is one of the sisters that is owner of Mountain Rose Farms, and it's a church in Hammondsport. And I just want to check it out. It's non-denominational, which is really excited for me. And I just think it's a calling for me. If she's put it out there, then there must be a reason for it. So I'm going to go there. So I'm going to switch up my times to Let's Caffeinate and Create on Sundays to 8 a.m. I know it's earlier, but it also gives me the opportunity to do that. So look forward to that next Sunday. That will be my first episode at 8 a.m. That means we all have to get up a little bit earlier. I do have my coffee. I'm using that, is it Godiva? No, it could be. It's that one with the creamy froth stuff. It's so good with a little bit of creamer. A little bit more calories than a regular cup of coffee with cream, but you know what? Some days it's worth it. Okay, so there's our first card that's going to be part of the kit if you place an order in my online store. And now there's that stamp I was missing. This is our stamp set. A lot of them are here. We are going to season them with, of course, our Versamark. So I've got my Versamark handy. I've got Memento Black ink. I've got Cherry Cobbler, Cajun Craze, Pumpkin Pie, Darling Duckling, and green, Garden Green. Huh. John Deere, maybe? I'm thinking. I know when you're in different locations, it makes it so hard because we're the time difference, right? I know, Maggie. And maybe I need to just push it in the afternoon. I know I need daylight, so I don't want to do it in the evening. We'll see how it works because I love having you all here, and I know making changes makes it a little bit difficult, but we'll work it out. And I want you all here and to be a part of my community and all that fun stuff. I just want to see what it's like next weekend. So next weekend for sure, I'll be here at 8 a.m. versus 9 a.m. and we'll see how that goes. All right, these are the papers that I've picked out from the Splendid Autumn. I really love this, and I think I can create a really cute scene with this. I also picked this out. I'm not sure what I would do with this with the stamp collection, but there might be an opportunity. Otherwise, I can use the back side for color. I have the back side of this, John Deere green. It's kind of more of a mossy meadow versus a garden green, but we're going to pull in garden green. And I think it might pair nicely because I think those colors are within as well. So I'm a John Deere fan. It's in my blood. I will, definitely, Maggie. I appreciate you so much. That's the best part about replays, but I love interacting with all of you when you're here. So, all right. And this is another scene I think is really super awesome for creating additional, adding decor from our stamp sets and dies. And this is just an accent color that is the Cherry Cobbler. So we've got all of these to work with, and I think I'm going to start with this one first. I have an amazing idea, hopefully, with this, and I have some card bases to work with. I've got Garden Green, Cherry Cobbler, And I have Darling Duckling over here, but I don't have a card base cut, as well as some other colors that actually might pair a little bit nicer than, you know, what I have in mind. So, all right, let's get started. And I'm just going to set a few things aside. Of course, I still have some, my dies out and all that fun stuff. We're just going to get these dies set, or stamps set aside. We do need this one for this. We need these. And I just wanted the little trailer. And I need the seat because I'm going to try and do something with that, but we'll see. All right, so we have those. We have this piece of paper, and I actually am going to pair this with, you know what would really look great? How about some Cajun Craze? Our first was on a white base, so we'll take some Cajun Craze because I think that is going to look very nice with that. Plus we're adding pumpkins to this. So let's go ahead and get a card base going on and see what we can do. So in order to get, you can get 2 card bases from one, from a piece of cardstock. And this cardstock is 11 by 8.5. And if I want to, I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4, this piece, all the way down 4 1/4. And then I'm going to grab my paper trimmer, and I do need to locate my new blades. At the present time, they are somewhere waiting to be put in the proper place, as with a lot of other things. Still in that mode of cleaning, but if you could see the room so far, which I'm not going to share yet until I'm done, it's a work in progress, you'd be completely amazed. I'm amazed. So now we have 2 card bases that are 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. So we can set one of those aside. And this is going to be our card base for this card. So I can go ahead and fold and varnish that card base. And then this is the piece of paper I want. And I kind of want to have this focus on this little kind of trail. You can see this trail right here. So I want to kind of keep that focused. I'm just going to try and angle my glass mat studio a little bit better. Do you know the glass mat is still in the online store? It is something you can purchase, and it would be great to put in that wonderful starter kit. So with this, I want this trail, I want the trees. So I actually am just going to come over to 4 inches. It's going to give me that trail. And I'm going to trim this down to 5 1/4. And I want to keep this seen. So I'm going to just trim off the top to 5 1/4. And that is going to mat the top portion of my card. So we've got that. Do I want another little pop of color? I could add another color underneath this, such as any yellow tones, maybe something brighter to pop this up a little bit. And I think I might do that. So let's take a look at how well Darling Duckling is going to look under here. I think it's a perfect match to that brighter yellow there. So now that this is 5 1/4 by 4, I'm going to come in, make sure there's no adhesive backing on this. And I'm going to trim this down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Okay, so we have that. Now, if there is anything that I wanted to do as far as stamping and die cutting, I could do that because this is going to cover this and I'm not going to waste any paper. Nobody's going to know if there's anything missing behind here. So I think the one thing I do want to do, because I think I'm going to, I'm kind of switching up my thought process. So maybe I want to do some, I was going to do pumpkins. I think I'll save pumpkins for a different one. And I'm going to do some hay in a wagon, maybe. Oh, perplexed. As well as that little chick. See, your whole thought process changes when you start stamping. And I can die cut these in the center of this wagon, okay? Or in the center of this paper. So I'm going to add tone on tone stamping. So we're going to grab our Versamark. And I'm going to add Versamark to season these stamps, or you can clean them. You can wipe them on your jeans. You can use a little bit of buffing from a nail file or something really subtly, like a nail buffer that's not too rigid. And that way it gives you the, you know what I'm saying? It takes some of that film off of your, yep, you know what I'm saying. I hope you know what I'm saying. I want to stamp on a piece of scrap, so I'm going to just flip this over. Look how cute that is. Yeah, a little chick. All right, we're going to stamp, and we're going to die cut these. Got our little chick. And again, this is Darling Duckling, so it's kind of an off yellow. It dries differently, so don't panic at the color. It really does dry a little bit different than what is showing, but it's going to be great for this project. All right, so we've got those. The next thing I need, since I'm going to be die cutting these out of here, I'm going to go ahead and we are going to, let's do a little Massey Ferguson. I believe those are red, right? Let's grab some cherry cobbler for a wagon. Let me see. I have some scraps. Cherry cobbler. Oh, well, you know what? Let's do this. We will just cut our wagon out of this piece. I think that would look really great. So I'm not going to stamp the wagon, or am I? I don't know if I really want to. We can see what it looks like stamped with cherry cobbler. Otherwise, I'm just going to leave it and just die cut it out. All right, let's season this stamp. Again, this is all on the fly because I really didn't have a plan. Well, I had a plan, but we're just going to do what works this morning. Let's see how this looks. It's kind of give it, yeah, you know, I don't mind it. All right, so we're going to do that. We'll die cut that out and die cut those two pieces. And let's clean our stamps we just dirtied. I'm really starting to fall in love with the chamois. Do you know why? It's less expensive. All you do is use water and there's no chemicals involved. So I think they're really becoming a favorite of mine. Plus I can toss it in the washing machine with my towels if I want to really give them a good clean. You just have to make sure that you're not creating mold. Keep them open to dry. All right, so let's grab our stamp cut and emboss machine. We'll use our bigger stamp cut and emboss machine. If there's anyone out there watching me, hello everyone joining in. Hey Brenda, good morning. If your 8 a.m. time winds up, same with Natasha Treasure Books, I can put one of you on Kindle and the other on another Kindle. I can multitask. You are amazing at multitasking, Sue. Brenda, I'm so happy to have you here. Welcome. You'll be getting some happy mail this week for joining my team. I'm so happy you're back. I'm so happy I'm back. It's going to be fun, and it's just great. All right, so we are going to die cut these images out. So I will need to, I don't know if I can multi-cut. Yes, they'll both fit on there. So we've got 1, 2, and 3 of our mats, and we're going to sneak in here and grab our dies. I might need to use some adhesive. Yep, you know what I'm trying to say. I might have to run that one through separate. And our little trailer or wagon. What I was saying is I may have to use wonderful Post-it tape to keep those where I want them. Since we don't have magnetic I'm going to hope that I have that where it needs to be. It's hard to see. Tone on tone. And we're going to add our top 3 plate. Thank you. It's wonderful. All right, so there's the hay. It's kind of, you can't really see the spots in it. I think I should have pushed some of the ink on my ink pad away a little bit, or maybe actually stamped it on white, but I'm gonna keep on going because I'm trying to show you how to save paper in the process of using paper as part of your project, if that makes sense. All right, I dropped my wagon. Let's put that in the little tray so we don't lose it. And we'll put our hay in the tray. And we need our chick. We're going to add this to the chick. See if we can outline that pretty good. See if my eyes are working good. Sometimes that's a challenge. Such intricate little things. Got that taped down, and we're going to cross our fingers. I'm going to put this back on top, our other number 3 plate. The best part of me revamping my business is that I'm going to spend more time with my team gathering and doing fun stuff. So there's the chick. And I think I don't know, I'll leave it as is. I'm not too sure. It's not giving enough of a background color difference, but I think it's going to be okay for now. I could always go in with some, like what am I trying to say? A fine tip, and I know I have them. Those are gel pens in white, but you can get the Stampin' Up marker that is for journaling in your scrapbooks. That is a black tip pen. And here we go. We've got this piece, we've got our base, and we've got our other piece here. Now we can see, nobody knows that I just cut something off of there. So with that, we are going to add some adhesive to the back of this. And look at that, isn't that pretty? I could have done the little chick on there. Okay, and we are going to adhere this. It's only got about a 1/16 of an inch border because it's just an 1/8 of an inch bigger on all the sides. And I know I just got adhesive there. And then we're going to add this to the front. And then we'll add the dimension to our card with the tractor and the hay. Oops. This is going to go on the front. So you've got those layers. Pretty. We'll add some white to the inside, which I do have pre-cut. We're going to grab our little elements here, and we're going to build our wagon, but we also need tires. So with those, I'm going to have to cut out as well because we have a colorful background or decorative background. So let's go ahead and grab our stamp, cut, and emboss machine again, and we'll grab the tires, and we will create the tires on for our wagon. And put some stuff back in there. If you are one that always misplaces dies or loses them in the midst of doing things, you have the opportunity of getting these. This is something Lori Longwell had purchased me, and I really love it. This is a magnetic base, which I can flip it upside down. I shouldn't lose anything. Magnetic base on a bowl that you can find at Harbor Freight, or any type of place, or just have a magnetic sheet next to you. I've also seen someone frame in a picture frame a magnetic sheet, which is like, you can get them online in Amazon. You can purchase them in a hardware store because they are vent covers, and you can cut them down to size. Someone actually put it in a very vintage frame, which was at a event we had. It was for demonstrators, same event I was talking about earlier, and it was filling the gaps. It was our first filling the gaps retreat, and it was wonderful. It was a full day retreat. We had a great time, a good turnout, and that was with Deb Swords. But Mary Jane had created a beautiful organization display and did a lot of explaining of how she does things, and I loved it. Very, very excited about what she contributed. I'm just going to use these sheets. These got Meg, yeah, die sheets. Or are we popping it up? Okay, I'm not going to do that. Let's just grab some black. That is not got magnetic sheets on the back. There we go. And we'll cut out our wheels. So I'm going to need one big, one little. And yes, so she put it in a picture frame, and then she just adds her dies to them as she's creating so that she doesn't lose anything. And then later on, she'll put them where they go. It's really awesome. A lot of ways you can incorporate that kind of stuff. These do not need to be black. They need to be a different color. I'm going to set those there for now. And let's grab a this gray color. And it is Smoky Slate. We're going to add that. And we're going to get our top layer, number 3, and we're going to cut these out. So you just need a small wheel, a big wheel, or maybe 2 small wheels. It's a wagon. Why would I need a big wheel? Every time I say big wheel, I'm traumatized. My oldest brother, when I was little, flung a big wheel over his shoulder as we were playing. And yeah, hit me right in the head. I had to have stitches. Did I have stitches? I think so. I think, unless I'm confusing it to when I fell down the stairs. But either way, I had stitches, I think. I was hurt. He didn't mean it, I don't think. You never know. Siblings. Siblings. Anyway, we were little. Who knows what the plan was with all that. I'm just going to take all these off. I'll just stop while I'm ahead. Because in our adult lives, being siblings is even more difficult. For some, definitely for us. And I'm okay with that. As long as the family is happy with the way things turn out, that's fine. Right? Right. What are you going to do? All right, I'm going to cut 2 more because I don't really know what size I need. We're just winging it. Thank you, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for popping on and joining me. Love that you're here. I know it's challenging sometimes with schedules, but I love that the option of replay is definitely a plus. All right. Now, we've got all these things cut out. I'm going to put this back where it goes so I don't lose it. Now we've got our card base. We've got our wheels. We can build all the fun things. This is going to go in our little tractor. Nope, it's not a tractor. It's a wagon. Okay, so I'm thinking the little ones. Yes, so we're going to dress these up. So I need 2 of these and the little ones, and we'll just toss these other ones into the magnetic dish as well, and we can find them there when we need them. All right, so with this, I'm going to add a little bit of my Tombow from my little tiny precision glue bottle. Thanks for giving thumbs up and all the love. Appreciate it. Feel free to share my video if you'd like to. And because I love sharing my love for what I do with everyone. I will be making more with this set while I am at retreats in November. Hopefully it'll still be available, and then I can share all the fun things. Okay, we are going to add dimensionals to all these items. I don't know about this one. We'll add dimensionals to these. I'm going to come in with my itty bitty dimensionals, smaller ones. I think I have someone trying to get in touch with me. Oh, check your rings. That's what that was about. My watch telling me to check my rings. I walked 10 miles yesterday, working on the farm mostly, or with the farm. They were at the church on 54 across from the hospital. And what amazed me is the event, and I never realized, is free. So they had snacks and hot dogs and face painting and all these amazing things for kids. They'd had archery, they had just so many wonderful things. All right, so I'm going to end up covering up this path. So I don't really want to completely. So hopefully my tires are going to be on the path. Maybe I should have put those down first. Let's do that so I can position this correctly. It was amazing, and there was nonstop horse pony rides, which is basically, they're not necessarily ponies. They're two of the horses from the farm, and they basically, we take them around the field and lead them. So that is why I always thought pony rides was you're on a pony. No, they're not ponies. They're horses. They're not always ponies, I should say. And if you're leading them, that makes it a pony ride. Pretty cool. All right, in order to place these right, I probably have to have some sort of, all right, so we've got that one down. Now I'm going to put this a little bit there. All right, now I can take this one, because I don't want to cover that trail, and the tires should be on the trail, right? I think so. I'll show you this a little closer in a second. Oh my goodness, is that not stinking cute? Oh, I'm so in love with this set. How cute is that? Now we're going to add the hay, which can be flush to the card base, and then we're going to put a little chick. But wouldn't it be cute to have a handle? I'm going to try and build a handle as if you're pulling the wagon with a handle, because the tractor's not there. So with that, we are going to do some more die cutting really quick of let me grab this. So yeah, I did a lot of walking. It was wonderful. And then when I got back to the farm, I stuck around and did some more help so that they could, actually, I don't know if I really want to use it. I was thinking this could be part of a handle, but I might be too big when I die cut it. So let's see. We'll die cut it and see, right? Okay. So yeah, that was a wonderful day. Got a lot of steps in, got some therapy, spent time with some wonderful people who I truly enjoy spending time with. And yeah, it's a fun way to also give back. So I basically volunteered at the farm, but it was a dual volunteering of assisting the church. So that made me happy too. Serving God. Isn't that what it's about? All right. That's the seat to the tractor, but we're gonna improvise and make it something different. Welcome to Mary Jo's studio. It's never a dull moment because I'm always dropping stuff. No worries. Nothing was hurt in the making of this video. Does that look like a handle? I think so. I think I'm going to bump that up with dimensionals and call it good. Fun that that worked out with my vision. So I want to cut some of these dimensionals and welcome all those that are joining in. We are playing with Tractor and Company Bundle, which is an online exclusive product that you can find in the online store. All that information is going to be added to the description of this video, as well as I have a link to my online store below as well, so you can check that out. I probably should have looked up the item number to make it readily available to you. And if you have a demonstrator, please order from them. And if you're going to spend that kind of money to get this, does that look like a handle? I think it does. I think it looks cute. If you're going to, I want to find, I may end up messing this up, but I want to try it. So we're gonna, I don't know if that is, that's a chalk marker. That's old. Let's grab, I don't know if this is going to, that's Misty Moonlight. That's not gonna help me. Let's get this out of the way. Trying to reach my black marker. I don't even know where. Because this isn't it. Basic black. Okay, this one is. I'm winging it. So I'm going to see if I can, with this little marker, add something to this chick so you know what it is. It's kind of a little awkward because it's got kind of a thicker tip, but you know, it's not a lined image that you can color, so it makes it a little bit challenging, but at least you kind of got the gist that it is a little chick, and I'm gonna go with it. It's not the best scenario, but I'm going to, I want this chick to be somewhere on here. I don't know where. Do I want it in the background? Do I want it here? Do I not want to use it at all? Maybe I don't want to even use it. Is the chick going to be pulling that? No, I'm going to pass on the chick. All right. Anyway, let's find a sentiment that is going to work with this. And we have so many to choose. Thanks for pulling me through. Thinking of you. It's your birthday. Hey. Hello. Hey. If you did a mirror image of hey, it would say yay. I'm just saying. Tossing that out there. Let's find a strip of maybe some more of this. We're going to stamp this in Memento after we dip it in some Versamark. Hey, too cute. And if you want to know how to do a mirror image, I need my silicone mat. Obviously, it's my desktop that still needs cleaning. I'm getting there. I just want to show you the mirror image. Hopefully. I'm going to stamp that on the silicone mat. And I don't know if it's going to do what I think it's going to do, but I'm going to put it to the back side of this without smudging it. Look, now you have yay. Ha! Hey, yay. Just a little thing. If you don't have fingers that will move all about and shake and shimmy, it's a great way to get that yay, it's your birthday. Okay? Just a thought. That's how you do a mirror image. And the ink won't stick to your silicone mat, so there is that. I'm going to pull in another product that I just got and use one of these tags, because now we have a triple tag. It's a 3 tag. All right, we're going to cut to here, right? No, I'm going to cut to here and then trim the other side. That makes more sense. It's a triple banner punch, or triple label. 3 label punch is what it's called. but it comes with a bundle and it has tiny little words, and that makes more sense to me to use that. Now, since we have this, let's find some twine that might go nicely. Linen thread, something. I have the wonderful colors. Some of these are retired, so this is not. That is that 5-pack of neutrals. Or somewhere I have some linen thread, which really would make it look very rustic. That is not it. There's also vanilla. There's black vanilla, gray, crumb cake. I can't remember all the colors, but either way, we are going to use, maybe I will dabble in the vanilla. Actually, I'll use the gray because we have gray down there. All right, I want to add some adhesive to the end of this. I know this little video seems to be taking longer than anticipated, but you know what? I am happy to be here. And there's a lot of fun to be had. All right, I'm just gonna trim a piece of this, maybe about 4 inches, maybe less, maybe about 3. So I'll grab my ribbon scissors, grab about 3 inches of that gray tone. It's probably way less than 3 inches. And I'm just wrapping it around. I'm not tying it. Just gonna give it a little bit of rustic vibe. And hopefully there is enough for me to do that. Hey, Jenny. You weren't notified. All right, let me try that again. Maybe I should have left it on the spool, wrapped it around, and then trimmed it. Let's do that so that I have enough. All right, 3 inches would be perfect. That is not what I cut. We're gonna wrap this around a couple times. That adhesive on the back is going to hold it in place. I want 3 lines of the twine on the front. That's not ribbon, scissors. Ribbon scissors. I will be happy when Stampin' Up! Comes up with another set of paper snips so that I can get some new ones. All right, so there's that. And I'm going to add this up here. I could add it down here. It could go here, anywhere, but I want it up here. It's going to go on dimensionals because of that bulk of the ribbon, or the twine, excuse me. Excuse me. I need a drink of my coffee. There's that. This can go right here, flush to the edge of the designer series paper. And let's find, hopefully, some embellishments. I know exactly which ones. I could use these, which are part of this in colors. But what I'm really looking for are probably the ones I'm not going to be able to find. Because that is another section of my room that needs some attention. Oh, wait for it. Got 'em. Now, I think honestly I want to go with the Darling Duckling. But these wooded ones, these are called streaked dots, and I believe they're Cajun craze. They're very beautiful. They look like wood. But I am going to go with the Darling Duckling. Flat pearls. So we'll add some of those just randomly on the front of my card. One there, and a tiny one right up here by the sentiment. And there you go. There's card number 1. We'll add a piece of white to the inside. so I have a place to put my greeting. Okay, so far we have 2 cards made, and now let's go ahead and make another with, I'm going to use this back side. I'm going to die cut because you know I'm going to make this John Deere green. Okay. I haven't really even looked at a lot of the designs other people have made using this set, and I probably should. I probably should. We're just going to build a tractor because I like that. John Deere green. Top plate. Oh, I am so sore. So we're just cutting out the tractor. A little bit of John Deere green. Maybe it's got some rust marks on it. Maybe it's old. Maybe it's vintage. There are vintage tractors. Okay, we've got that. And we're going to need a seat. And we're going to need the other pieces. So let's go ahead and cut those out with the self-adhesive stuff. That should be green, I think. Of course, I'm not looking at a picture of a John Deere right now, so there is that. Got those pieces. And let's go ahead and run that through. Set those aside. I'll poke those out in a second. This has the adhesive sheet that I used last week. And I also need, I'm just going to cut this and hope for the best. This should have an adhesive sheet as well. And I'm going to cut this piece for my tractor. Maybe I'll use it, maybe I won't. Not every tractor has a cab, but we'll cut it out anyway. As you can see, it's very intricate, very small. Take your pick tool. Will help me get it off my section of stuff here. Put that with the tractor. We'll put our die away. Excuse me, I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Okay, now we will get our card base, which is going to be garden green. It is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, like so. Remove our gems for now. And I know that I'm going to want this piece of white for the inside, and I think I'm going to do another, actually, I wonder if this tractor will fit on here. Not really. Okay, we've got white, and okay, we are going to add some corn, right? I'm thinking. do I adhere the tractor first? I'm not using it to, actually, nope. Okay, we're gonna add some corn. It's going to be in green. So we've got our garden green. The stalks will be green. Oh, Versamark. Almost did it. Oops. We've got green corn stalks. And I'm just going to do it all across. It's okay if I stamp on my table because I can easily come in and clean that up. So we've got our corn stalks. And now we need our corn, which is going to be, I think I'm going to do this in Daffodil Delight. So I'm going to pull in another color. Hopefully these get lined up. Oh, I forgot to put them in Versamark. Shame on me. Let's see if this works. Should line right up. Look at that. Oh, I am so in love with this. You can get close to the green, or you can have them popping off a little bit. Is that not adorable? Love it. Okay. I'll close our Daffodil Delight. Clean off our stamp. I got lucky that they turned out okay. Set this aside for now. Now we are going to add our tractor. It might cover some of that corn and it's not a big deal. All right, we can even do more. Kind of offset it. I'm not going to play too much since I haven't done this. Okay, now tires. We've got the big. I think we have a little. Oh, I was hoping. Got the big for the back. We need a little. Let's get that out of the way. Let's grab, again, our stamp cut and emboss machine. There's a lot of detail to this set. So it's definitely one that you want to take time to explore all your options, watch videos of others creating, come up with your own ideas. I'm happy if you would share them with me. You can send them in a message. I just think it's great. I just love being inspired by others as well. So we got the tiny one. I think we already have the, yes, I think I have both sizes of the innards to the tires. So we're good there. We're going to bring this base back out and we are going to add a tire, add a tire. This is going to go like this. And actually, I could just be in the center here. I'm not going to put it completely. Maybe I should add another row of corn. I think I might. Let's just do it. Let's just send it. You have more than one row of corn in a cornfield, right? Yeah. We have all this space. Must be windy outside because I don't want to stamp over. There we go. I'm going to start there. I don't want to stamp over the other corn stalks. So I have to do this in a way that makes sense to me. I don't really know what that is. stamp right there. Maybe the tractor will be right there. And does that look weird? No, we're still going to go down here. So I need to clean this off and do some masking. I want it to fit right. Do some masking. How is that going to work? I think if we do those first, maybe they're just going to overlap. If we do it like that, right in the center. Okay, let's do a post-it, or 2, or 3. Post-its are somewhere. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put this here and put that here. And then I'm going to do this. It's a whole nother form of masking. Hopefully I'm lined up right. That doesn't look so good. Nobody's going to notice but me, right? We're just going to keep going. Didn't really work out as I anticipated, but because I have those spots there. Oh, let's keep going. Just do it. Just send it. Loving it. It's okay if it's higher, a little higher. I agree. I think you're right. Thank you. Just kind of gives it that whole, oops, mini ears of corn, mini stalks of corn. Now let's see if we can line these up. We've got this. We've got more masking. Let's do the other end first because we're all inked up for that. And then, there goes my post-it note. I'm just going to rip this and use this. I'm going to cover those up and do those. 3 in the center. Doesn't look too bad, right? Nah, we'll figure it out. There's always a way to cover up an oops. I'm a pro at that. Put the tractor a little higher to hide the oops. I think you're exactly right. I think I'm going to kind of put it as if it's driving through the center of the field, right? Sure. All right. So with that being said, we're going to place our tractor down first, which is going to completely disguise some of that. Those just look like random leaves. They'll be covered with the tires. Perfect. Thank you, Maggie. You are a rock star. Okay. Dimensionals. Because we love to pop up our stuff, right? And I have so many dimensionals that I need to use. That one's all, I don't know what's going on there. Just pull off the backings. Oops. Get our tractor all set. We don't have anything planned today. Seems like this, I was going to say the summer's going too fast. Fall is going too fast. We're already at peak of fall foliage, I believe, and it's unfortunate that we didn't get enough rain this year to have a magnitude of different colors, but it's still beautiful out there. I took some really good pictures yesterday at the event. Had a very nice backdrop. Hills and all the things. I'm going to just add a half to that. And I love that I can cut these and make them even smaller. I like the bigger dimensionals myself, but there's definitely more for your money in these little ones if you just use them sparingly. I'm not that person. I like more, the more the merrier. So, but that's okay. They work, and I have a lot of them. So we were going to come in and cover up, because the wheel wells are going to, or the wheels are going to cover up part of this stuff. So we'll put the big wheel here. It's going to be a little lower than the frame of the tractor. I'm not going to put the wheel wells on. I think that's super cute. For some reason, is it even? I think my tractor's crooked. So we'll bring this one up some. Then we'll press it down. Still don't think they're even. You know what? It's good enough. All right, we're going to get the innards to the wheels. Let me just grab those out of my magnetic dish. I know I have another one in here because I just put some in there. There it is. All right, we'll add some adhesive to the back of these. Now the key for me is to make sure that it doesn't look like it's floating in the air. So I'm going to add, I meant to do that the other day on the other one I did, which I can always add, is to add some shading underneath the tractor. So there's, every time I get glue on my finger and I lift that up. So there's that. I need the other pieces that are covered. Tell me I didn't lose it. That's why you have your magnetic dish. It's here. It's just finding it. Oh, there it is. Just a matter of moments. All right, I'm going to poke these out so we can add these to our tractor. I'm going to have adhesive, remember. Okay, maybe. They're so delicate. I should have run it through a couple times. But it's okay. We'll get those pieces out. And then we'll do one more card. And those will be the 4 cards if you place an online order with me that you'll get the consumables for the month of October. $35 or more will give you all the pretty things. Free to make these, non-stamped images. Let's put that in my thing before I lose it again. Okay, we've got to peel off the backing of our seat. We're going to tuck that right in there. There's our seat. And we need our steering wheel. Oh, people, let's see. So this gets centered. The steering wheel gets centered in that little nubbin. And this, I said nubbin. That was Chandler's third. If you watched Friends, I'm going to say it. That was Chandler's third nipple. was this nubbin. I should have stamped on here because it would have given me the body or the stripes, but it's okay. Sorry. Little graphic. Look at all the comments. Woohoo! Aw, thank you. I'm sure you mean a lot of different people. Ah, you all make me so happy. So happy. Let's grab a very faint colored gray marker, which is light smoky slate, and we are going to gently add just some shading underneath the tire because you know it's traveling across. Even though it's covering that corn, it still creates a shadow of where the tractor is. It's very faint, but it doesn't look like it's floating in air. You can use a very light pool party or anything like that for this as well. All right, so now that we have that, we've got our corn, we've got our tractor, we need a sentiment that I want to use, and I think it's going to be, I want to keep with the theme here. Thinking of you? No, it's your birthday. And I can get someone some Bud Light corn cans. That just is a thing with my son, okay? I'm going to add some blue sky there. Sound like a good idea? I think so. So let's grab our... Let's throw our brush. I don't think that's the one I wanted. That's why I've been flying. I want this one. Bush Light, Bud Light. I'm going to go grab it because there's a story. I'm going to grab it in a second. All right, I'm going to move this little seat to another. It's your birthday. And we want balmy blue. Yes. I'm loving this. How about you? Add some balmy blue to the sky. You can do it darker in some areas, kind of give it that illusion that it might be some overcast. So there's that. You wait, I'm not done. We are also going to get a blending brush, and we could either add like dirt color under here, or we could add some green. Wouldn't it be nice to add, and I know I have, wouldn't it be nice to add like a beige, like that beige color? And I think this is the one, because beige has that tint. It has that green tint. I think I do. Let's see what happens. We're going to add beige for the ground. I'm pulling in all different colors. I'm loving it. Give that ink some love. It does have kind of a green tone to it. Just come in and add. If you can get it working. It's got the hint of green. It does dry a little bit more beige than what it's showing. Just love coloring techniques when you can add color to something. All that white space, it just doesn't make sense in the field, right? Makes me want to pair this with the cow set that was out. I love those. Any type of farm stuff. So there, we've got that. Colored our field. We've colored our sky. Added a little texture color just to make it, excuse me, stand out a bit. And then in a minute, I'm going to go show you something after I get this card together. Let's use our Versamark like we're supposed to. It's your birthday. And we're going to put this up in, doesn't look inked enough. It's your birthday. Up in that little corner. Love it. And clean off some stamps real quick. That's it. All right, let me go grab something real quick before I finish this card. I believe these are probably discontinued. However, it's not Bud Light. It's a Busch Light corn can. Can you see that? It's corn. Imagine getting a case or a 6-pack of Busch Light corn can and giving it as a gift to an adult that is of age. Isn't that not the cutest thing? I think it would be great. I have to tell you that Dustin Lynch handed me this beer at a concert. And I had to fight to leave with it because they were not going to let me leave with it. But I'm like, listen, Dustin Lynch gave me this beer. I'm not drinking it. I'm saving it. It's like a memento. Literally handed it me out of his cooler on stage, that he had on stage. And this was at Tags, and I loved it. It was like such a great experience. All right. So this is pretty simple. We've got fun stuff going on here. I'm loving it. I am just going to add this flush to the card base. You can see that blends bleed through. So when you are using them, and I really should clean off the ink on my work area that I just got all over. So let's do that before I get it everywhere. Actually, let me just add this to the card base. And then we'll do something. Just love it. And we got one more card to do. All right. We'll add this to the inside. See, I got some ink on the back of that. I'm just going to add me. When liquid glue on the inside of a card is not smart, but we're going to do this. So we're going to add this to the inside. I could do another row of corn inside, but I'm just going to leave it as is. Is that not cute? You can add some ribbon. You could add some gems. I'm going to leave it as is. I think it's just super adorable. Very masculine card. All right, we have one more card to do, and it's got to have pumpkins. It just has to have pumpkins. And, you know, maybe here's what we're going to do. I'm going to cut strips of this into 3x1. We got 1 inch by 3. And we need another one. And actually I should use my little scraps here. Got that. That's 3 inches. Let's cut a 1 inch off of this color. And let's cut, do we have green? We do. This is kind of a Cajun Craze color. Cut it down to 1 inch. 3 inches. This is going to be a simple card. Those, I say simple. What other color? We need red. We need our cherry cobbler. It's stuck together. All right, we need 1 inch by 3. think there was one other color, maybe. We've got the yellow, we've got the Cajun Craze color. All right, we're good. Okay, now we've got this. I don't need this. I don't know why that's there, but I am going to use some kind of this is a card with no tractor. We're going to do some fun stuff here for the inside of the card. And how about, what other color was I going to use? I don't think I have pumpkin pie, unfortunately. I am about to do a crazy order of cardstock because I need to. There are so many colors I'm missing. But you know what? It's just how it goes. Pumpkin pie. Does that match anything that I have going on the table? Absolutely not. Should I do Cajun Craze? Maybe. I don't want Cajun Craze pumpkins. I want pumpkin pie pumpkins. So we're going to just create this effect in the background. So we've got a card base that is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we are going to take this, which is from our, I forgot the name of the circle dies, but they are in the annual catalog, and they are readily available, I hope, for me to look at. New. Hold tight, I'm coming. I will be so glad when I'm completely organized. It will make my life so much simpler. It's not stylish shaped. It's okay, doesn't matter. We're gonna play. We are going to stamp these on here with pumpkin pie, and then we'll build our background. So we've got our Versamark. And this is kind of a, oh, that is really my piercing mat that I used to pierce with, but that's okay. Pumpkin pie ink. And that looks good. Got the lines in there. I am deliberately kind of keeping this in the air. There are some spots I missed, but that's okay. So I kind of deliberately did that because I'm going to add something underneath. And maybe we can grab, I don't think is there garden green blends? I don't think there is. That's okay. And so we got that out of the way. I want to use this, and we're going to do more stamping on there. I just don't know what yet. We're going to build. We're going to build. I really need, I almost think I do have to use Cajun Craze, and we can use a pop of color. It'll be fine. It'll look fine. Yes, it'll be fine. We're not going to use pumpkin pie. We're going to use Cajun Craze. And I'm just going to fold this over. I know it is the right size. I'm just going to fold it and varnish it. So it's 4 1/4 by, maybe it's not the right size. It's a little over. That's weird. That it's like bigger than. I did notice that I had a paper pack that was a smidge longer than 11 inches. Maybe this was the one. Now it is 5.5 by 4 1/4 card base. Okay. Okay. Varnish that again. Got that. We've got the inside, but you know what? I want a different, what do we got? 3 colors. I want a different size. And that is going to be, let's thick white. Let's get basic white. I'm going to teach you how to cut 4 pieces of paper. That's thick too. Why do I have all this thick paper? I don't have regular white. Oh, I guess I cut that out of thick too. Oh well, that'll be fine. All right, I'm going to take a piece of basic white. This does happen to be thick, but I don't need thick. I'm going to show you how to cut these. So you want to get more for your money. Cut these down to 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. You'll get 5 out of a piece of paper. So the short side up at the top, measure over to 4 3/4. And then the long side of that piece, you're going to cut at 3 1/2. 3 1/2. And then with the other piece that you have left, trim that down to 3 1/2. And you're going to cut this to 4 3/4. Okay. So that gives you 5 pieces, and I need 1 for the inside, 1 for the outside, to line the inside of your cards. That way you're saving on paper. Okay. You have less waste too. Okay. All right, so automatically I'm going to go ahead and add this to the inside of my card. You know what I wish I would have done is had stuff to make beef stew or chili, so I could just throw it in the crock pot. It just sounds so good. Loving pumpkins and these colors. Yes, I'm loving the fall colors. Thank you, Jenny. I am a fall girl, and I love regal colors, even though I'm mixing and matching with certain things. That's in my way. All right, so we've got that. That's that. Now, these are bigger. The base of this is bigger than what I got going on here, but I'm going to come in because I really want to, and I don't want Christmas colors together. So we're going to add the green, the Cajun Craze, and maybe I need to flip these two so that it's not two of these tones similar. We're going to add these, and I think I should trim it a little bit more, but I should trim 1/4 of an inch off of this. Even though the inside is fine, I want this to just have a little smidge of a border, and these are 3 by an inch. So I'm just going to come in and trim some of that off. And I think if I do, I don't think it matters this way because I'm going to space them out. Okay. Now, this is the tough part, is making sure you're lining them up where you want them. I just switched it up some, but that's okay. Because, and the best thing to do is use your grid paper. You want to make sure the spacing's even. Okay. Like so. Even. There should, maybe I should trim a little bit off that end or pull it out just a little bit more. Like so. Now, the easiest thing for me is to, now that I have it where I want it, come in and I'm going to take one of these center pieces, add my adhesive, holding these where I want them so they're not moving on me, and laying that piece down. The next one, I'm not too concerned about the outside piece, but I am concerned about where this is going to lay. Well, I guess I shouldn't say I'm not concerned about that. Get them lined up again. And I want this to be even. I'm going to lay that with similar spacing in between. You're going to see when you push those out that you're able to space those pretty evenly now. So we'll go ahead and add these pieces to the outside. I like to start with the middle because it really does help me line things up. And as I'm saying that, I really could make a mistake, and it happens. Now, like so. Maybe that, it actually worked. Look at that. So it's almost, you know, does its trick. This is going to go in the center, but I want some ribbon down there. So with that, and actually I don't know if that's going to, no, that's going to cover too much. That, or I can use another piece of something and trim it off. But I think I'm going to just add some ribbon somehow, some way. And I'm going to use a fun ribbon that we have, and it is called, I'll tell you, it's actually right here on the end, so I'm just going to grab it and pull it off my spool, my dowel. It is called Irregular Weave Trim. It's almost feels like corkboard material to me or something like that. I really, really love it. So I am going to add it here. I think that's going to look beautiful, right? We can trim it along the edge. But first we're going to stamp a sentiment. And I think the sentiment is going to be, stamp set, please. Oh, if you see it, tell me where it is, because I've lost it. How do you lose it? You know, I have sentiments all lined up here. I love the whole thinking of you, and I know that's in the stamp set. Oh, help me find it. Found it. Okay. Thinking of you. And I'm going to make that down here lower underneath the where the ribbon's going to go. But I don't want the ribbon to be in the way. I'm doing this with Versamark. I don't want the ribbon to be in the way of, this is how we're going to tie in Cajun Craze with ink. I don't want it to be in the way of the sentiment, or the sentiment to be in the way of that. So we're going to dip this in, tap, 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 a little bit of Cajun Craze, and we are going to stamp right down here. Gives me plenty of room for my ribbon. Perfect. We've tied in that color. I think what I also want to do, Cajun Craze blends, and I know I have them. Maybe I don't. Huh, I thought for sure Cajun Craze had a color. You know what? I'm just going to tie in. Oh, is that it? Nope. I'm going to tie in, not green, pecan pie. And it's okay because it's going to work. Because I want to come in and color these a different color. So I'm just going to dab some of that color on there with still having some of that pumpkin pie tone in the background, just to give it that variation, that pumpkin look. Okay, now let's find what we need for the top of our card. Now we could do it this way, or we can do it this way. And I think I want to go with this way. So with that being said, I want to add would this look decent with this on top and that? I think it's too busy. or maybe it's absolutely perfect. So let's cut a strip of this off at 2 inches. We're not going to show it all. You know what I mean? We're just going to show a smidge on the border. It's just going to help decorate this card. 2 inches by 5 1/4. It's going to tie in all those beautiful colors. We're going to add it to the border here. Then we're going to add this, and then we're going to add our pumpkin piece. Okay? I think that's going to look great. And again, we got to put that ribbon on. So we've got this. Oh, don't stick, don't stick. That gives you about 1/8 of an inch border. Hopefully I'm putting it on the right side. This will go flat onto the card base. This will get dimensionals, but we're going to grab that ribbon. And on the back side of this, I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive right there. And hopefully this is going to work the way I anticipate. I'm going to add this. Maybe it's not. Maybe I actually need to trim it. So forget that. How are we going to adhere that? We're going to. It's going to work. It's going to work. So I'm going to cut a piece of this and wrap it around. It just has to go at a diagonal, like so. And then we can make sure, I'm going to grab bigger dimensionals. I just got a ton in my order. I'm going to add that there and that there to hold that down. And this can go in the center. It can go off the center. I'm going to put it in the center. You can even go lower, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to grab some gems, which I think this time, I just had them in my hand. You saw me. Oh, I look forward to cleaning off this counter. Hold tight. Oh, I put them in my box so I wouldn't lose them. I'm going to get out these beautiful, again, streaked dots. You can get a better look of them. And add some of these to this project because I think it will really pair nicely. I'm going to add 2 of the smaller ones and a bigger one over here. And there you go. How awesome is that? So these are the 4 cards that you would be able to make placing a $35 order in my online store. I know that's hard to do. If you're going to spend $35, get the starter kit. But these are the 4 cards that you would get as kits to create. You would only get consumables, no stamped images. So if there's die cut pieces, I would die cut for you. All those good things. I think that needs like a glue dot or something underneath, but I like it. So that is it. We just created some fun cards during this broadcast. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for the love and the compliments. I just received irregular weave and can't wait to use it. It's so pretty. I want to sponge over it. I want to sponge over it to see what it looks like. Actually, we got a minute. We've already been here for so much time. So let's grab, just for the heck of it, a piece of that white that I just cut, or a scrap of white, and let's sponge over it, just for the heck of it. Let me grab a piece of washi tape and tack this down. I have washi tape somewhere in this drawer. There it is. Let's sponge over it and see what kind of effect we get in the background. I think it would be a great option for that. Hello, where's the beginning? Where's the end? There it is. I think Stampin' Up! Needs to come up with some more washi. All right, we're gonna tape this whole section down. I'm gonna tape this section down, and I'm gonna cut it, because I don't need all that. Of course, it's stuck in my, let's see. Let's just go ahead and grab one of those blending brushes that I had earlier that now is buried. I am a sloppy crafter. And I am not ashamed. Here we are. Let's do the beige color. Let's see what it looks like. Let's add some of this. Let's see what it does. It might move too much for me. Maybe you need a dauber. Just think it would add some texture. You could even take a blends marker and go over it, which would color it. Let's see. Let's see if it did anything. Maybe I'm imagining it. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's beautiful. Look at that. It creates like a crackled paint look. Friends, I hope you use that technique. Look at that. Huh. Fun times. The possibilities. Oh, I love it. You saw it here first. I'm just kidding. I have no idea if anyone else did it. But I did, and I love it. So there's that. Let me flip the camera around, my friends. You've seen all 4 cards that you would get kits to. All right, let's see what we got going on. Got messages popping up all over the place. Anyway, I love this. You create that using, where's that little piece I had? I'm so excited about it. Look at, you can create that with that. I'm gonna take a picture and post it. You saw it here first, my friends. I hope you try it. Yay! Mini Stampin' Blessings. These are our cards. This is my favorite, I think. Bush Light corn can. I gotta find some. Hey. Thinking of you with the pumpkins. So much to do, so much versatility with this set. All kinds of seasons. You could do spring, you could do fall, you could do summer. Tractors are all year round. And there is some stories with tractors in my childhood. And no, we did not run anyone over, no matter what he says. He should have kept his feet and his hands in the ride at all times. All I have to say, when you are pulling someone on a tractor and they're in a wagon behind you, be smart, friends, and keep your hands and legs in the ride at all times. With that being said, Mini Stampin' Blessings. Go try this fun technique. I would love to see what you make with it and share it on over to my Facebook group. Or send me a message with your design in. I would love to see it. This is super cool. Jenny, I hope I inspired you with that as well. So, all right, friends, I get to create some more because I have some mail that has to go out. Yay. Swaps and all that fun stuff. So, many Stampin' Blessings to each and every one of you. I will see you again on Thursday for Creativity Made Easy. You have a beautiful day as well, Brenda. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.